is it? What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
So for this adventure, we're going to be exploring the 1978 movie called The Bees, one of the most stupid movies I have ever seen. What makes it funnier is I don't think they meant this to be a comedy. They meant for it to be a message about taking care of the environment, which is interesting coming back from 1978, but you know. Don't worry, this journey will be quite short. The whole entry talks about bees and how the African bees are spreading from South America, Brazil, all the way over into North America, and the danger of it. These two people, a man and his son, decide to jump over an estate and steal this person's bees or set them free or whatever it is the hell they're doing.
Smoke them! Smoke them!
Is that the same clip that they use? Is it the same audio clip? Why would you use the same audio clip? Just freaking weird. Whatever.
Smoke them! More smoke!
One of the things you'll find very hilarious in this movie is how people are just flailing around half the time because it's just like those shark movies. This was the shark movie back in the day, the ridiculous Sharknado type movies where the bees just end up attacking people for no reason in situations where that wouldn't even really happen. You'll see how ridiculous it gets. These are the owners of the property, especially this woman. She's going to be the star of the show. This guy's like, hey dude, the bees are really agitated, mister. You should come see what's going on. Another thing you'll notice, maybe it's just this guy. Maybe he could be of Afro-Latino descent. I just find it kind of odd that some of the people in this movie with darker skin are actually white people who play them. So back then, that was acceptable because I guess they didn't want to hire actual dark people at the time to do it.
Are going crazy. Somebody out there fooling with them.
Oh, Jesus. I also understand that even the kids that are supposed to look Hispanic or look Latino or whatever don't actually sound like they're of Spanish descent. The accents in some of these people are just so horrible, which makes me also believe that they didn't use actual Spanish people to do this. This poor boy ends up dying. Remember, he was a little boy of that man that was trying to steal that guy's bees or do something with them. Understandably, the people are very angry. I forgot why they're angry, but this part is so cringy, it almost makes me freaking laugh.
Wait! What do you men want here? All right, I understand. Now listen to me. I know you no like devil bee, but I did not bring devil bees. Devil bees already here. And next year more. In 2 years, many, many more abellas do diabo.
It almost sounds like he's talking to them like they're stupid. This is what Hispanic people don't like when you do. They don't like when you talk to them like they're dumb. Like somehow talking in broken English is going to make them understand English perfectly. Now, I do understand where he's coming from because I have done that before with somebody who doesn't speak the language well, like my Polish friend. Instead of using really complicated words that I would ordinarily use, instead of saying something like, although you're verbose, try to keep your sentences succinct. Instead of saying something like that, I would use very short and very elementary words that I know they probably would have learned if they learned basic English. However, yelling at them and talking like this is so freaking cringe. Oh my god. Furthermore, if you live in this society, I think it's good that you learn basic Spanish because he said the native, so I'm guessing he's in Brazil. This actually starts here, the entire story, and then it goes over to North America. So, you know, learn the basic language. And again, the person to his left, who's supposed to be his Latino friend, not really sure if he's Latino or Hispanic. He looks Afro-Latino to me, or I guess that's what he's going for. You could totally tell that that is somebody dressed up with an afro and wearing pigmentation on his skin. Either that or he got some weird ass tan that made his hair extra curly.
Unless I fix devil bee so she not sting so bad.
So fucking cringe. Then this dude comes forth and he's like, look what your bees, look what they did to my son. Like, bitch, you were the one that was breaking into his property and trying to steal the bees, so why are you upset? You see how people lie? This, my friends, is what we call fake news. After seeing this, of course, everyone is no longer de-escalated, and they throw a rock straight at this poor guy's head. I don't know how he's still freaking alive. They proceed to loot the guy's house, burn down his whole entire property. While the girl is trying to phone for the police, the husband's like, no, we gotta get out of here. Anyway, this ends very tragically. He goes out to get his books, locks his wife in the room so she's safe. They take his protection from the bee thing, steal his books, and he gets eaten alive by the bees. Not eaten alive, but stung to death. She watches her husband in the last moments of his life getting stung to death and probably suffocating and suffering from asphyxiation. Poor dude. The servant comes back and saves the wife. This guy is the new main character of the story.
The scientist who was killed in that tragic accident was a close friend and colleague of Dr. Hummel here, who has spent his life in the study of bee communication.
So, by the way, this story is going to take a very interesting turn at the end, and the whole movie's so boring, it was a hard time to sit down and actually watch through it. But these jars that they have, these are bees, in case you didn't realize. No doubt they're not the normal honeybees, but the very dangerous and more so aggressive African honeybees.
Now, there's no question that the African bee is dangerous, and that's all the more reason why we need international cooperation.
So they sit down talking about the bee situation or what they're gonna do to fix it. Wait, this guy represents Uganda? Really, bro? I mean, I'm guessing there's other skin color ethnicities of people who live there. Whatever. All these guys are all distracted. This guy decides to kind of open the bee thing for a little while and then drops the entire jar on the ground, I guess to prove a point or to convince them that these bees are in fact dangerous, which makes no freaking sense because he's in the room as well. Now, remember the wife in the beginning? Now she goes back to the States and these two guys board the elevator with her. We know something bad's gonna happen because these elevators get closed, and as soon as they do, she's fighting them off and they want to take what's in the box. They push her off the elevator after taking what's in the box, not even understanding that there's bees in there. Understandably, open it in a closed environment, and out come the killer bees. And of course, the bees just start stinging immediately. These guys cannot get loose. This must be everyone's worst nightmare. That's what you get for stealing. She comes in to drop off the product and sees the doc, who she obviously has the hots for, snuggling up with some woman, and she's visibly rude to like both of them. Not the doc, but just obviously doesn't care for the woman that he's with.
Alicia Encino. Encinas. This is Mrs. Miller.
How do you do?
Is she supposed to be Spanish?
You're spoiling your evening. I really...
Now listen, you better let me have a look at that. That could be more serious than you imagine. Look.
No, it's really... Oh, God.
Hey, hold on to me. Hold on.
Are you freaking serious, dude? Why this woman decides to go in this woman's box after she's in the bathroom or the room with her boyfriend, I have no idea. That's where you keep your hands to yourself. Of course, a bee jumps out and she's like, oh my God. And then she's like, oh my God, the bees. She's probably opened it.
What's that mean?
Well, probably stung your friend.
Well, should be all right?
She'll be dead in a couple of minutes.
Oh, wait a minute, I mean my friend.
Oh, sure. No, she'll be fine.
That's classical woman language for, I hate that bitch that you're with. I understand it's a biological thing, but I'd be damned if I'd fight over some dude with another female. You can have him. She doesn't end up leaving. The doctor actually convinces her to stay because he probably has the hots for her too. Poor girl. I don't know what happened with her. But she's totally flirting with him, which is so freaking rude. I would just see myself out too. Wanna touch my snizzazz? The only character I really like in this entire movie is Uncle Dickie, the old man right here, who is the girl's uncle. Well, looky here.
Julio Cesar, te procura.
Long and short of it is the bees are smuggled into the US. They wreak havoc, already attacking people on the plane. One guy dies, and then the horror begins. I'm a bee and I like to suck them honey out of them tits. Then honestly, most of the movie is just people in random situations, randomly getting attacked by bees in ways they ordinarily wouldn't get attacked. It's so freaking stupid. Her face, like, maybe she had an allergic reaction or something, but she's like, oh my god, my hands, the stinger, this is horrible. And then she feels faint, and then she just literally drops dead, like suffocates and drops dead. The bees just randomly congregate into areas, and then people are flailing around. You gotta figure that there's no actual bees here, so these people are just flailing around and looking totally stupid, which is kind of funny. Meanwhile, our main characters are trying to figure out ways to communicate with bees. A random little boy finds a hive nest of all these intelligent African honeybees. The bees become cock blockers. Noise policers.
Dinner's ready!
What's with this freaking happy-go-lucky Charlie Chaplin music? What the frick is wrong with this movie? It's so freaking jarring seeing people get killed by bees, and this music is like, like some game show. I'm like, what the fuck? It seems like this is told from the perspective of the bees, because clearly this is not a happy moment seeing kids killed and women stung to death by aggressive African honeybees. Like, that's just not something. It's like seeing an African mutated bee going down some newborn baby's throat and stinging it, causing the baby to suffocate, and then the music is playing like, oh my god, I'm so happy. And it's like, dude, the song does not fit. Whoever thought that song would be a great fit for those specific scenes, you're a psychopath. Now, this is what I found interesting. This guy's paying these kids $1 to go and get the bees, $1 back when they deliver, just so he can have a bee sting him on purpose so he can help with the pain in his leg, which is very interesting.
Okay, you got a deal, but shove over the bread first. Hey, what you guys doing? What's it to you? Catching bees with some old jerk. You're putting me on. What do you mean, catching bees? No shit, the old guy's paying us to catch him some bees. Yeah, how much is he paying? None of your goddamn business.
So he says none of your goddamn business, and then he tells him, by the way, conveniently, the bees are close by. The guy gets all the stings he wants because soon it's pandemonium. That's not supposed to be funny, but it is. Oh my god.
What?
I found her.
Be careful.
Yeah.
She's
What?
dead. Her own workers have killed her. Oh.
Yeah, I understand how the bees must feel so horrible. So basically, they sprayed something on the bee to get them to be confused. The girl even says they're confused, and they end up killing the queen, which they hope will put a stop to the swarms. It doesn't. This pisses off the other bees, and they're like, humans? We are going to kill every single one of you. And the humans are like, oh, we're okay. Oh, no, we're not. Shit, we've just awoken the frickin' devil.
Tell me how you feel about
Bees are in a maddened state, and what is the reaction to these guys with the whole situation of them being swarmed? Let's kissy, so romantic! Bees attack the festival. That's foreshadowing, by the way. There goes another guy in blackface. And I'm so glad they stopped doing this. It's so freaking cringe. Seriously. I mean, I get that they were trying to do representation back then, but, you know, come on. No, it really looks bad. And, of course, pandemonium. Movie.
Well, yeah, ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
I can't with this movie. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is great. I love it. Alright, so here's Colonel Sanders. Apparently what happened that didn't work. The bees are super intelligent now because now they can speak, well, not like humans, but they can understand like humans, and they're intelligent like humans now. What it all boils down to is the humans aren't taking care of their environment. So the two main characters try to talk to the bees.
Dr. Hummel said you could think. We believe it.
We've been covering the material, but we haven't been able to decipher your language.
Okay. The bees swarm across the states, and the lesson to be learned is that you humans shouldn't fuck with nature. Pollution is bad, and it equals death and destruction from the bees. The movie basically ends with the bees not being happy that nobody was taking them seriously, and yeah, this is basically a nationwide level extinction event by bee.
From now on, they will dominate the Earth equally with mankind. Or without mankind, depending on whether or not we accept their terms. I know you will accept. There's no other way to survive.
And that's how it ends. Okay. You know, the movie wasn't rated very well, but it was frickin' hilarious. It was so stupid, but it was one of the ones that I actually enjoyed sitting, well, not really, it was kind of boring, but near the end, when everything just started looking very chaotic and nonsensical, I actually was laughing my ass off, and I'm glad I was able to experience a little bit of fun. So, yeah guys, stop polluting the earth or you're gonna get stingers up your ass. I'm gonna end the video just like this movie did their ending, jarring as fuck.